Hello and welcome to my channel. So today we take a look at the LambdaClient method ListFunctions. So what it does, it will list all the functions that you have under the region functions. So it will list them 50 at the page maximum, and it will do so for all the functions if you have the pagination set up. So let's get started. Let's take a look at the function first. It uses a very simple helper class that I have set up. Also loads the credentials from the file for now, and it returns a message that no developed yet. If I look at the function URL, I can see that the result successfully came back, and we can start. For easier understanding, I have developed a function or the simple PHP file that parses my JSON result and returns the message in a way it was sent in here. It displays the error in case of error, and in do OK, it returns as a success message. So let's get started. First of all, we need the Lambda client to be established by using your preferred login method or credentials, and also the region that comes from credentials file. It is set EU West 3 for now. So this one is EU West 3. And you can define your own region where you want to pull the functions from. Next thing we need to do is we're going to do the do and while loop to utilize the pagination and use the max functions per fetch variable. So we can set it to, let's keep it at 50 for now, and we're going to complete the do while loop here later. But let's get started. Let's get the initial list, and let's make sure let's do error control quickly here. LambdaClient class. Now here we're gonna do the first call, functions equals LambdaClient ListFunctions. ListFunctions. Let's take a look at the function documentation, and we can see we can call the method in a synchronous way or a regular way. So maximum is 50 functions per call, and set function version to all to include all published versions of each function. We don't want to do that right now. Let's skip this method parameter. It actually, what it does, it's listing all the functions anyway. So, and then we have marker. Master region is only for Lambda at edge. So let's skip that one. So everything we really need right now is the max items, and let's set it here. Let's define them before the do while loop. So the idea is simple. We're going to add the marker parameter once we retrieve it. But for now, we only set the max items. And let me quickly show you how the response looks like. Deploying, and let's refresh. So functions, they go one by one. So it contains the layers, also the function handler, size, and so on. And it does so for every function on this page. If I'm going to lower the number of how many results I want per page, you can see the marker or the next marker. Where is it? Next marker. So this is the token that tells AWS that, okay, now we need the next page from our function list. So we're gonna use it later in this tutorial, but let's now loop through all the functions and let's make something useful with it. So functions equals this one. Now we need the for each. And now the f data consists the function information that comes from Lambda. So let's quickly test it. I didn't go through the loop. I forgot to return. So as you can see, the returned result consists the function data and layers in the order of merging. So let's make something useful with the data. Let's do two types of result return. So let's call function list, and let's also make a variable function info. And here the simplest way to loop is only putting the function name to the return variable. Equals 1, and let's return it. Do OK and function list. Notice that we have only max functions per fetch is set to 1, so right now it returns only one record. If I want to loop through all the results, I want to do is do and while loop here, and let's set it while not empty functions next marker. So as I showed you before, the next marker is the token that Amazon returns that carries the information what to display on the next page. Now we also need to set to the call parameters, we need to set the marker. Otherwise we're gonna be ending up with infinite loop, and that's not what we want. So if empty functions next marker, we want to break, else call params marker equals functions next marker. So next time this call occurs, the call params already has the carrier marker carrier. If not, it will remove. If you have less than 50 functions, most likely this one will happen. So here we go. You got the full list of functions now that uses the do while loop for pagination. And let's also get a little bit more information from our function. Let me print there the element one more time, just to see what was in there. So let's do this. So let's print out only the function information in type of array. And let's use these keys. So function info equals array. And let's use these keys to get the information. It takes a little bit, so just hold on while I'm doing this. Okay. All right, and the last one, last modified. Also, we want to return the function info instead. One more thing we want to do here is, because the last modified time in Lambda returns as a milliseconds, we want to substring it. And let's set a default value if there is no description. Deploy and test. And let's see what happens. Okay. So there we go. It should also read the pagination value here. So we still should get all the functions depending on how many we get per page. Obviously want to set it to 50, but it's just demonstration. So as you can see, even if the max items was set to 1, we are still able to see to retrieve all the functions thanks to the do while loop here, and we get the information from Lambda successfully. So that concludes our tutorial. Here you can do whatever after the for each. So here you can do anything you want with the function, like update and insert or whatever. Or you can do something as a patch here, set deleted flag to something we didn't see. So it's up to you what we want to do now with the functions data. Yeah, this concludes our tutorial for today. Thanks for watching, and sign up for my channel.